Whatever. All right, but yeah, I got a lot to get off my chest.
Yeah, I figured, bro. It's been like 2 months.
Why has it been so long?
Uh, Time conflicts. Like anytime I'm ready, nobody pops up. Like I've been trying to do it for like last week. I didn't even try because I ain't hear nothing from y'all from the previous 2 weeks. So I was like, we'll do it when we do it.
All right, just know that this whole summertime, I'm good.
Okay, cool. If you
Like,
can find stuff to talk about during the summer, you got
oh yeah,
it.
basketball podcast in summertime. Um, all right, well, all right. So what order do you want to go in?
uh, I think we should work from the beginning to the end, like because I know we wanted to talk about certain players.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the people that got booted out first, and then we'll work our way back.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I know Damian Lillard was on your list. Let's go ahead and get into that.
Okay.
All right, since you want to take this radio silence,
Oh, you
yeah, I'm waiting on you, bro.
you start recording?
Yeah, we did start recording like a minute ago.
I had no idea, man. I'm gonna promise you, I had no idea.
I know you usually don't.
I was over here on Twitter eating my raisin bran. I really had no idea. But okay. Uh, so Damian Lillard. All right. In a previous podcast, I had once mentioned that Damian Lillard could be a sixth man. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I was tripping. I was tripping, and I'm okay with admitting the fact that I was tripping. Um, he can be a sixth man, or he could. He just be like Lou Williams, who really shouldn't be a sixth man. You know what I mean? But I don't care about him being injured and for separated rib and all that kind of stuff. They just were exhausted. The whole team in general was just exhausted. If the Nuggets didn't do anything, the Nuggets wore them down so hard that they really just couldn't compete with the Golden State Warriors, who are in like supreme shape. And the fact they've made it this far for a couple of years, they say that it takes away your legs, but from what we see, a lot of times that really isn't the case, especially when it's going into these highly motivated 30 years of these dynasty-like situations. You know what I mean? But Damian Lillard, man, he really went off those first couple games, especially the first couple games in the series.
Which
The first two
series?
series. What? Say it again.
You talking about
I'm talking
Oklahoma
about no
and Denver?
number four.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said before, those two series,
Oh
they
yeah.
they Dame Tom. You know what I mean? You really can't hear me hit my wrist, but whatever.
You
Dame
heard?
Tom. Dang, hit
I heard.
my finger hurt. I hitting hard. Dame Tom doing his thing. You know what I mean? But I do think, which is like, fortunately or unfortunately, whichever way you think about it, CJ McCullough finally is getting his just due. Um, because he's nice, and like I'm saying, he's nice, but that's extremely um
Underrated, bro.
under That's a very underwhelming word to describe him. I mean, CD McCullough is noise. Like I don't even know how to explain. Like people are all caught up in Kyrie has the best handle in the NBA. You can make a discussion that CJ is right there. Like when it comes to finishing around the rim, no. But when it just comes to the handle, this man's Hezo game is so disgusting. Like, dude has the best Hezo in the NBA by far.
Oh yeah, I can give you that. I don't know about handle overall, but like
Handle,
he's so competent with the ball, bro. It's smooth. Like he's not going over dribble. It's just like he's dissecting you. He's like, I'm
Oh
gonna
my,
get his
oh my
hezzy, I'm gonna
God.
cross over, I'm gonna be open. It's over. You see
Dude
me?
knows how to get his shot off. And not even just like a shot off going to the rim, like his jump shot off, no matter what. Heads up between the legs, heads up between the legs, quick between the legs, step back, nasty. Like dudes, you can make an argument. I think you can make an argument for best handle in the NBA, off the dribble handle. You know what I mean? Um, but I think that now he's finally starting to get his just due, and people are starting to, for whatever reason, people are starting to finally realize how good this man is. And like, first of all, this man with that WWE promo, I came from the dirt. You know what I mean? I was like, man, this man over here in sports entertainment. You know what I mean? I'm like, this man over here killing it. Uh, but yeah, I think because I watched the Lehigh game. He was there. Did you?
You talking about when he played? The only game I ever saw was the Duke one,
Of
and
course.
I did not know that was CJ McCollum. I was just like, how is Duke losing?
See, I remember. No one really knew that was him, right? Unless you like a real college
Yeah,
junkie. But I remember watching that game, and then when the combine came, he didn't participate, but he was there.
yeah.
So I remember like seeing that, and then I'm seeing his progression from there all the way to now, and I'm just like, this man's been highly underrated. The Portland Trailblazers have been highly underrated for a long time. Because Dame, you can make an argument, is underrated as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But specifically CJ, he's been even more underrated than Dame, like by far. And it's not even like close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at least Dame will make some like All NBA team, or like he'll like get close to making an All Star team at
He
least.
made a All
CJ,
NBA team for like the last 2 years.
yeah, CJ won't make anything.
Yeah.
No All Star teams, no All NBA teams, nothing. But this man is capable and has a skill set
He a
and
bucket.
produces enough to make any of those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know what people have against. I don't know what the media specifically has against the Portland Trailblazers, but they don't highlight them nearly as much as they should. Um, but when it comes to Portland, Dame, and CJ this year, boy, they're telling you that like they made an argument that they should get some kind of free agent. They made a case. They made a
Yeah.
case. If anything, they at least put it out there that no, if you come in this team, you could help make us into even a more legitimate team. You know what I mean? After last year of like people saying you should trade CJ and you should break up the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That first round loss. This year, they were like, nah, forget that. The only reason they lost as bad as they did is one, the main big man was injured, right? And when you play against Golden State,
You
a,
gotta have somebody.
a big
You
man
gotta
is
have somebody in the paint, especially
exactly
this year.
exactly right. So like that's always been like the knock against Golden State, which like the main big man's gone. Then all of a sudden, James said the matchup was better, but that's hypothetically because hypothetically that's true. But then you got to realize who you're playing against when it comes to these guards. You know what I mean? And their scheme and system and all kind of stuff, which is perfect for them. Um, but with all of that going on with those two and those or CJ and Dame, I mean those two, they legitimately made a case for why free agents should go there just as well as the Bucks.
Yeah.
And what do you think about what I just said, Alan?
Hey, no, I'm trying to let you get your issue off because after OKC lost to them in 5, I started covering Portland for the league sports media. So I was not there, but I tuned into every single game that they played against Denver, that they played against Golden State, and like how you were saying they were exhausted. I'm going to tell you, it wasn't so much exhaustion. They learned so much from what Dame did against OKC that it was really able to just figure out how to slow down Dame. And if you slow down Dame, yes, CJ McCollum is going to give you 35 every single time he's on the court, but the rest of the team doesn't run as well because Dame is nice, but he's not that nice when the ball is not in his hands.
No,
And
he's awful.
yeah, like they figured it out because what OKC was doing, they were letting him set up the offense, and they had like a stat where he was like, I think it was like 8 for 20 from 30 feet and out,
Uh,
and Denver was picking him up by like half court.
yeah.
Like they were picking him up at half court, they were trapping him at half court, so he had to give the ball up. And if you give it to CJ, like yeah, he can make plays, but CJ kind of had to be a black hole at times because Mo Harkless can't score.
Mm-hmm.
Al-Farouq Aminu can't score. And for the most part, you couldn't really trust Enos Cantor, Zach Collins, or Myers Leonard against Miles Plumlee or Nikola Jokic. Like, that's just not a good fit for him, especially not Myers Leonard outside of that 30-point game he had in Collins. Collins was just kind of out there. Like he's very youthful. Like you can tell. Like he need in another year or two we'll be like, okay, he's up and coming. He'll always be like one of those like close to being like a top 10 center once he figures everything out. Because it was times that he showed like he was nice, but it was other times where he was like he picked up 3 fouls like on back-to-back possessions. Like, come on, bro. You gotta figure that out. But when people were starting to say, I think Dame's starting to play like that because he has a separated rib. It's like, nah, we all saw when his rib was separated. And that was like 3-4 games in. Like,
It sounds
nah,
like
they just figured it out. They
a
figured
lot
it
of it sound like an excuse, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, like I think that one from what I was watching, that was definitely just like a storyline. It was like he's hurt. What can they do? It's like you do know he has been shooting poorly because they're up in him like all game. Like there's no space for him to really create. There's no space for him to get off. Yeah, he got shake, but the minute you get past one dude, they especially in go with the Golden State game, they had like 3 or 4 people at the rim. Like you can do what you want out there, but the minute you get in this rim, you gonna fall on your ass. It was it was nice to see that people figured out how to play against them and they were still able to win, but they have to get a they have to get a third option. I wish they would have played Rodney Hood more. Because I can tell you this, Rodney Hood's secured himself a bag. Rodney Hood is getting a Rodney Hood is getting the type of bag that in like a year we're gonna be like somebody overpaid for Rodney Hood, bro. Because the few games that he had where he was scoring like 2018, I think he had one where like 25 and hit like a big game, big shot. Like he's a bucket. Not much else that he can do, but he can get you some. Like when I saw him play against the Nuggets, the way he was taking Jamal Murray to the post, I immediately thought like Joe Johnson when he got old. Like when he couldn't really do nothing else, but you put him in the playoffs and you're like, oh, how did he score 20? And that's gonna be Rodney Hood for like the rest of his career, unless he figure out how to be a better playmaker or defender. Because yeah, but I definitely understand what you're talking about when you say CJ. If CJ McCollum rides this wave, we're looking at an All-Star, his first All-Star appearance next year. But I really don't think that's gonna happen. It's still Damian Lillard land.
Yeah, but it's still his land. But you know, the people that vote, all kind of stuff, they tend to not. Oh, that's a lie. I almost said they tend not to forget. They definitely do forget. But he made it hard. He made it hard for them to be able to forget the kind of impact he has on this team after this playoff run they had.
Look, man, I'll be real with you. Unless he comes back in October and is cooking the same way he did in these last 2 games, they're gonna forget by the time it's All-Star voting.
I think
he's gonna have like he's gonna have to have a crazy like December, January for him to get it. A crazy like November, December for him to get in.
I think
Like
he can
talking about
ride
like
that wave.
25 a game,
I
and
think he
game
can
is still
ride that
clicking.
wave and do it.
You
I
said what?
I think he can ride that wave and
I don't know.
legit.
I definitely think he can do it. I'm just saying if they add somebody else, that's gonna be like the CJ McCollum curse where he's just stuck. Like I want to write a piece about how CJ McCollum is on the verge of being one of those dudes that are forgotten by history. Like we're gonna talk about him for like the next 10, 15 years, but like the next generation is gonna be like, what are you talking about? You talking about that dude who backed up Damian Lillard? We're gonna be like, you being disrespectful, bro.
You think he's gonna be one of those?
Yeah, because I at most he's gonna make 3 All-Star appearances in his career, and it's never gonna be any NBA teams. I don't think Portland is winning the ring unless they get somebody like I don't know KD or Anthony Davis, which I don't see happening. I don't know. Are you flexing right now?
I'm not flexing, I'm stretching.
I know, bro. I'm messing with you,
I
but
know. But you low-key was intimidated.
nah, not at all. You are looking a little swole though, bro. I see you out here in the gym. Um,
I work out with you with your side cracks today.
oh, that's nice. I forgot who he was for a second, but I know who you talking about. Uh, but yeah, he's going to be one of those people that's going to be like one of those silent legends. I don't really see him becoming like a Hall of Famer, but
I
he's going to be one of those folk hero type dudes
I can see
that
that. He gonna
that
be our
refer.
generation's Rick Barry. Man, when I saw Rick Barry, man, he was cold. He was
Nah, Rod Strickland.
don't do that. I almost jumped through this and smacked you. I ain't heard nobody say, hey, you heard Rod Strickland? I ain't never
No,
heard I say
look,
that.
no, I'm talking about like he will forever be in the ecosystem, but Rod Strickland is not in the Hall of Fame.
But no one talks about Rod Strickland like, man, he was nice.
Rod Strickland is nice though, bro.
But no one talks about him like that though. Especially people who saw him play, no one.
Bro, look up the love for Rod Strickland on Twitter, bro. There's
Bro,
bad love for Rod
I'm
Strickland.
not gonna look up. Look, I live basketball every day. If I don't hear people go, look, hey man, the love of Rock Strickland though. Like if I don't hear that, then it's not real. I can go on Twitter and find people that say, hey man, the Holocaust isn't real. You know what I mean? So like, so like you can go on Twitter and find anything. But living my life, I ain't never heard no one say Rod Strickland, that man was that guy.
Look, I'm talking about like from what he could do, like finishing around the rim. They talk about him like he's one of those
Who is
dudes.
that?
You'll see it
Who
eventually.
is that?
They talk about it all the time on Sports Center. They low key give
Sports Center?
Phillip. I know what you're doing here. That's
No,
mainstream media, bro.
I really don't watch Sports Center.
Oh, I watch Sports Center.
I watch
I
very
watch ESPN like all day, bro.
I watch very specific things because, and I'll tell you why. Because it's kind of going on what you were just talking about. Actually, I don't watch. I don't watch Sports Center and a lot of things on ESPN because they create a narrative
Oh,
like the Damian Lillard, separated rib that might not be as big of a deal as what it is, but they create it because the 24/7 news cycle has makeup things, makeup things, makeup
yeah,
things. So that's why I personally don't watch it for the same reasons I don't watch CNN. You know what I mean? But just like in CNN, if I see Van Jones has something on there, I'm gonna watch that specifically. Just like in ESPN, I don't care what Rachel Nichols has to say. I really don't. But I will see what Tracy McGrady has to say because Tracy McGrady knows what he's talking about. I won't listen to Paul Pierce, you know what I mean? Like at all. But I will see what Richard Jefferson has to say. You know what I mean? About certain topics. So I won't. But overall, I don't watch Scott Van Pelt. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like I'm not a fan of that. So I wasn't trolling at all on that. Just saying.
Hey, can you hear like anything in the background?
No.
Okay, cool. Um, But yeah, bro, I see what you're talking about. But nah, Rod Strickland is one of those dudes, bro. Like
Who?
very low key, one of those dudes.
Look, you say it, I'll believe it. I
Okay.
I just don't hear it.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next dude. Who else? You got Leonard on here, and I'm assuming you're talking about Miles Leonard because you know he's a legend.
Why?
Oh, Kawhi. Okay. I guess we can talk about that dude,
I
whoever
don't
he
know how to
is.
say that man's name. First of all, I only know one Kawhi in my life, and that's him. And I have not memorized to spell that name because you know black people just making up names. I have not memorized that name whatsoever. Just like I have not memorized. You notice during the text messages, I didn't put Giannis Antetokounmpo. I just put Greek Freak because
Yeah, I feel like you are a rare breed if you can spell and pronounce his name both. Like you are a special human being, bro. Like
you are
you had to study that. Like this is the spelling bee.
you are meant for bigger things in life.
You said what?
You are meant for bigger things in life. If you can do
Oh
one.
yeah. You legendary.
Yeah, because I can't. And I was like, okay, Greek freak. You know what I mean? But you're talking about Kawhi Leonard. So,
Yeah.
oh my God. Okay, so I've
Hey,
been
one
hearing these.
second. I'll be back. Keep talking.
Okay, so I've been hearing these things recently, especially on Sports Center. You know, talking about Doc Rivers said that Kawhi was the closest thing we've seen since Jordan. Kawhi. No, that's not true. Kobe Bryant is the closest thing we've seen since Jordan. But Kawhi is close. And for everybody saying he's tripping, and for Jalen Rose to say that's lazy, no, that's not lazy. Yes, Jalen, you played against him, but we watched him. We watch him now through the Hardwood Classics on ESPN Classic. No. Kawhi game is so much like Jordan, besides the wildly explosive jumping ability. Take away that, because Kawhi had jumping ability. It's just not explosive like that. But take away that one aspect, his game is so much like Jordan, even from the myth of Jordan. His game is so much like that, it's weird. You know what I mean? Kobe Bryant had the offense down, but he didn't necessarily have the defense down. Yes, he played a good defensive game, and Kobe Bryant was actually underrated defensive player. But Kawhi is not underrated. He will lock down your best player, no matter if he's 6'3" or if he's 6'10", like
And he's
Giannis.
been doing this for like what, 7, 8 years
Yes,
consistently.
we all seen the footage of when the Heat played the Spurs and LeBron was at the free throw line and Kawhi came back in and LeBron said, exactly. Like we all seen the footage. He's been doing this for years. Now, last year, whatever happened, I don't know what happened.
I don't care
Between the
honestly.
Spurs, I
I
don't
don't
care
care
either.
at all.
I don't care, right? I have if I wanted to, I can go and look up the ins and outs of that situation, but I don't care about the ins and outs of that situation. It happened. He's gone. Whatever. Um, but Kawhi in the Jordan comparison is not lazy like Jalen Rose said, but just like Doug Rivers said, it's very accurate and very very close. Um, I personally have been saying Kawhi Leonard is the best player or top two best players in the NBA since he hurt his ankle in the NBA Finals against Golden State like 2 years ago, or 2 years ago, two years ago,
Yeah, I think it was two. I think it's two
or
now.
it was a Western Conference Final, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, the Western Conference Finals. I have been saying he's the best player. He's the second best player since then. I now think he's past LeBron, and I think he's a much better. I think he's a better player than Kevin Durant. I think if you say Kevin Durant is a better player, you're being lazy. Because the only thing about basketball you're talking about is offense. That's it. And that's taking away the fact that Kawhi literally can score whenever he wants also. Like, he can post up. He can shoot the three with, weirdly good accuracy for how big his hands are. Like it shouldn't be the case, but he can do it, right? So offensively, he's good. He's really, really good. He's like top 5 in the league for sure, offensively. But defensively, he's number one. He is number one. Who can you say is as locked down as he is defensively in the league in the last 20 years? 25
Like
years.
20 years? Okay, like what do you mean by like lockdown? Because
Okay, no.
we could sneak in like
Dude, hey,
Ben, we could sneak in like Ben Wallace or something.
no. Hey, go out there and guard my best player. Guard
Oh,
their best player.
yeah. Nah,
Lock down. Dude,
I can't think of nobody.
LeBron,
Tony
LeBron, LeBron, when he played for the Heat and before, could do that before he stopped playing defense like he does now. He could. He did. Remember he played Derrick Rose, locked him down, which like physically shouldn't be the case. 6'8", 6'3", crazy quick, but just as quick, 6'8". It makes no sense, right? But like LeBron, you could say Gary Payton for sure, and then you could say Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan. Those two, right? Which is weird that they're on the same team, but whatever. That's ridiculous. But
that's how you get 6 rings in 8 years, bro.
Oh my gosh, for sure. But outside of that, he is the best defensive player we have seen probably since 2010, 2011 ish. You know what I mean? And for people to say, well, Kevin Durant plays good defense too. No. Kevin Durant plays good help defense. Kevin Durant plays a very good specific defense. Kawhi Leonard plays good defense. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, Kevin Durant can get the help block, ideally because he's 7 foot. You know what I mean? Like that shouldn't be that hard. He gets the help block. You know, he can scoot his feet over on help, but on ball defense, he's atrocious at still to this day. So defensively, he's not as good as Kawhi, and they both pass about the same. So who is the better basketball player?
Oh no, because never mind.
So who is the better overall basketball player? Kevin Durant is a good basketball player. He's an all-time great scorer. Kawhi Leonard is the best basketball player in the world right now. And I'm not one of those people that jumps on, just because LeBron's not done the playoffs, I forgot about him. No. Unless LeBron has to prove me wrong on his freakish, he's got to be like some kind of like a alien, right? Because he is what, 36? No, 30, 35, 34, something like that.
Yeah.
It matters. If you're in that area, you got a year or two left. You got a year or two left to be at your peak. And we already saw he got injured last season. And that's LeBron injured? Huh? We are used to LeBron getting injured because LeBron doesn't get injured. That could be, the straw that broke the camel's back. You know what I mean? So we don't know. But right now, Kawhi is the best player in NBA. And I think that anybody who says differently and doesn't have anybody who says Kevin Durant specifically does not know basketball.
All right, I got a question for you. It's something I've been juggling for a minute. Do you think that sometimes people get the most impactful and the best player confused? Because I don't necessarily think Steph Curry has ever been the best player in the NBA, but I do think he's been the most impactful. And for the most part, I think he's still the most impactful. Like he's amazing out on offense. Like there's never been a better shooter, one of the best handles the game has ever seen. But I still don't think he's a good defender whatsoever. I think he's below average at best. I don't think he's that good of a passer. I think he creates plays because people are more scared of him scoring the ball than him actually getting somebody else open. Like with prime Chris Paul, you had to worry about both. Like he was going to pick you apart to get his points, and he was going to pick you apart to get an assist. I've never been worried about Steph Curry passing the ball.
No. Um, I do think that people get those two things confused. It's not even I think. I know for a fact they do. Just watch Sports Center. You know what I mean? Like I do think that's a very accurate statement. Because Steph Curry, to go off the example that you just made, has always been a crazy impact. Not always been, but for years has been a crazy impactful player towards his team. You know, the team, especially when Kevin Durant's out, he is the system. The system, if he wasn't the player he was, the system would not be what it is. Like
Not at
you
all.
can't do the system they have without him. Without
Yeah.
him, it's impossible. Um, so he's had, he's been wildly impactful. But has he ever been the best? No. I don't think you can put him up there. You couldn't put him past LeBron. You couldn't put him past you couldn't put him past Kawhi. You couldn't put him past KD. Could you put him past Giannis as a better player? No.
I think you if we're talking about the
Giannis,
span, if we're talking about like the span of his dominance, I think within like the last 2 years, we can talk about like definitely this year, we can talk about Giannis being more impactful. Last year, it was definitely a conversation. I think Curry edged him out just about a little bit. But if we're talking about any time before that, oh, that's Steph all day.
yeah. I mean, Giannis. I mean, but I'm just talking about best players though. You know what I mean? Like in the best player conversation, you couldn't put him past like I said, LeBron, KD, or Leonard. You couldn't put him past Giannis, I don't think either, because Steph is in a great system to where he has another all time great shooter next to him.
Yeah.
And the one thing he does better than Giannis technically is shoot, and that's literally it. That is it. He does not. He he dribbles better, but like Giannis still gets to where he wants to get to. Like you know what I mean? Giannis does not need to have Kyrie like handles. So that's unimportant in this situation. But he shoots better than him, and they both make good passes. You know what I mean? Like yeah, Steph might one day put it behind his back, but that's unnecessary a lot of times. You know what I mean? But they both get the passes to where they need to go. So overall, Giannis does more things
Yeah. I
that
think
are
you still
better
got to
for
give.
than Steph does.
I think you got to give the pass in the Curry, bro. Especially after this last series against the Raptors, I think you got to get a pass in to Curry still.
Gotta get the pass into Curry.
Yeah, got to get a pass in Curry.
But still, we get the pass into Curry, right? Giannis still does more things better on the court than he does.
Oh yeah.
So like, I don't know. Is Curry the best player on his team? Is Curry better than Clay? It's to you.
Yeah.
Why?
And now I'm saying that because I haven't seen Clay do anything amazing off the dribble. And I think that's a big part of offense.
Uh,
Like I don't know what Clay does when his shot isn't falling on offense. I don't know what else he does. Like there's a few things that show me Clay has a really good offensive IQ, and that's just like being in the right place. But I don't know how much that is because of the system
I'll tell
him
you this.
running the offense,
I'll tell you this.
rather than him just being like, oh, if I move here, this is the right place to be.
I'll tell you this. A high majority of systems have that guy who runs off screens, gets to the open spot on the three, whatever. So no matter what system you put him in, Clay will be that guy.
Oh
No
yeah.
matter what.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's too good of a shooter not to be.
yes. His defense is the best on the team. Suspect behind on he's like he might be tied with Iguodala, but
I
like
think I still think Draymond is a better defender, but that's just me.
okay,
I love versatility, bro. If you're a versatile defender, sign me up. Give
okay,
me that all day.
okay. I can't just wait for Kawhi to eat him alive just so I can just watch it. Whatever.
I don't think they gonna put Kawhi on him.
I think, but it doesn't matter. Sometimes you switch
Yeah.
off. You know what I mean? So like sometimes you switch off and you
Yeah.
end up with those matchups. I can't wait for him to just eat Draymond because his mouth open, just looking like a doofus. Um, so defense wise, Clay's really good. Um, he has a post up game, but it's really just him being 6'7" and like doing turnaround jumpers, which is
Or people
okay
that's like
because
4.
you're still posting up. You know what I mean? He don't necessarily. Everybody, Michael Jordan had a post up game. Yeah, but Michael Jordan shot a fadeaway jumper going over the right side 70% of the time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like you call that a post up game, you can say Clay has a post up game too. But so like Clay has so many things off the ball that he does well that he doesn't necessarily have to be able to dribble off the ball. You know what I mean? Um, he just has that one dribble pull up, the one from three. And apparently he can dunk. Who knew?
Wait, you said who?
Apparently he can dunk. Who knew? Um, but I don't know. I don't know. Steph Curry is really good. I'm not denying the fact that he's not. I'm not denying the fact that he is really really good. But I'm saying that Clay is like, I don't know why. Clay's just like a meme. He's not even like, people don't give him the credit he deserves also because Clay t- does big things
Because
each
it's
year.
because Clay doesn't care, bro.
Clay cares.
Like Clay is the most
Clay
content
cares.
human being I've ever seen in my life, outside of when they told him he didn't make the All NBA team.
Yes. Did you see that? He
Yeah,
cares.
like you can tell he got fired when nobody's in the room. Like in the locker room, I feel like he turning up a little bit. But the minute he get on the court, nobody sees the real Clay. China
Nah.
might see the real Clay, but we don't see the real Clay.
Look. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. I definitely agree. But I don't know. The Golden State Warriors is such a they they work in a way the team does, and that you don't know how good each player would be outside of their system. Outside of that system, you don't know, but you have some kind of idea how Clay would be, because Clay would be JJ Redick, except bigger, stronger, and can do everything else better than JJ can. You know what I mean? So no matter what, you put him in a situation, he just be that. Steph, we saw Steph before this. You know what I mean? And Steph did what? Each year he got better and better, and he was going off, going off, going off, and then eventually these people got drafted into the team. You know what I mean? And traded, and so on and so forth. So we saw the progression of Steph, and then we know Clay would be Clay. I don't know any other system. Uh, but I don't want to turn to a Draymond slander again. But he is. But I don't. You don't know how he would be outside of the system. You
I
have
don't
literally
know,
no
bro.
idea.
I think Draymond is one of those dudes who his his skill is
All
transferable.
right. What is
His
his skill set? What is his skill set?
Swiss Army knife. That's it.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
he,
Give me more.
I,
More
I,
specific.
and I understand where you're coming from. Like he's not the best player on offense, and I honestly think at worst we're looking at Boris Diaw on any other team. At
Okay.
worst, we're looking at Boris Diaw, and I'm
Okay.
talking about Boris Diaw when he was with the Spurs, where he was an integral part of that team. At worst, that's what we're looking at when we talk about Draymond. At best, we're talking about Draymond right now.
Okay. So here's my issue. When they talk about on Sports Center and things like that, the jump like Draymond, he runs the offense and he makes such good passes and no he doesn't. All
I
he,
don't think he's. I don't think you saw them
so
play
listen,
against
listen,
Portland. If you're saying that, but I'll
so
listen.
listen. His passing is beneficial for being for playing with two of the greatest shooters of all time. If you watch him, you pass. You know how many times he passes the ball? It doesn't even matter if it's one series. His whole career. You know how many times you pass the ball to Clay? He takes at least one dribble and just shoots it. Steph, the exact same thing. Gives him chest passes while he's running the break. They say flare out, give him chest passes. For years, people didn't know how to guard that really because people really didn't believe that they were as good shooters as they really came to be. So like people really didn't they played him like they would play any other shooter. which is like, you stop the middle first, then you flare out. But that's how we got so many assists for years. And then when the individuals and the coaches and the coaching staff, whatever, do adjust and they put the players out there, it leaves one man. It leaves more than likely one man in the lane if he breaks fast enough, and that man has to make a decision to stop the ball. Which if you're in basketball, you always do.
Yeah.
Because it's basketball. You're not dumb. And if they stop the ball, you throw the lob to the big man. Now, the only reason those things can happen as easy as they do, because these things happen, but they happen on this team as easy as they do because you had to adjust. Basketball had to adjust a full philosophy of basketball because of two players, Clay and Steph. You can't play this team like you've ever played any team in history, high school, college, NBA, at all. And a lot of his highlights have come from that from this being in this anomaly type situation. Now he's gonna get rebounds. No one's gonna deny that, right? And also, when you play with two of the greatest shooters, you're going to automatically get wide open shots. Like, especially if you're also shooting threes, right? You rather let him shoot than somebody else. You're going to get wide open shots. Like, it just comes with the territory. So like that's two or three aspects of his game. The fourth being defense. Now you can say like Draymond's a great defender, all that kind of stuff. He's a good defender. I'll give him that. He's a good defender, and I can't go past that. He's not a great defender. He's not like an all-time great defender. He's not nothing past that. He's a good defender on this team. Um, and I say good defender because honestly, you can't even make an argument. You can't make a sure argument. Sorry, my phone's ringing. You can't make a sure argument that he is a for sure fire better defender than Andre Iguodala. You can't be like no for sure he is. You can make an argument, but you can't say for sure he is. You know what I mean? So you can't even make a for sure argument he's the best defender on his team.
Yeah.
So
you're right, but I'm saying that versatility holds a lot of weight. That's the only thing because at best he is an above average defender, but at best he's an above average defender. But that above average defense trickles down to the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Maybe not always with the point guards. There's some point guards that'll cook them up all day. But for the most part, he can guard all 5 positions and stay in front of them.
Okay.
That's literally what he's getting these awards. He gets defensive player award. It's not because he's locking people down and holding them to like 10 points under the average. It's because he can hold you under 5 points of your average, and he can do that to everybody on the court.
How many? Okay. Keep talking. I gotta look something up real quick.
Wait, yeah, brother, but like that's Draymond's thing. It's never been because he's going to stop Kyrie Irving from scoring. He's never going to stop LeBron from scoring. He's good enough to mess with them where they have to think twice about stuff that they normally do. It's not going to stop somebody like if he had to go against Greek Freak is going to wash him 9 times out of 10. But it's that 1 or 2 possessions where he really gets into him where we're all like, this is amazing. But that's literally how offense is always going to be better than defense. Like we named 4 people that have been better than just about anybody else's offense in the prime of their careers. And Draymond has never been that person, but he has been that person where he's so well-rounded that if you put him on a center, you're not too worried about, and you don't have to go throw a second defender at him. Most 4s, you definitely don't have to send a second defender at him. 3s, you're okay with him being on the island with most 3s. 2s, you start to look over, unless they're a shooter like J.J. Redick, and you're okay with that. And then 1s, is with like a handful of point guards that are really going to just do you dirty every single night. And for the most part, he hasn't had to be on them the entire time because they have Clay.
Okay, so we're giving Draymond the nod on defense because he can guard the he can do an okay job at guarding the non best players of each position.
Yeah, it's kind of how that works.
That's so whack. You can't like that. That's ridiculous, right?
But do you remember when Blake Griffin was? It was like right after where he was just dunking everything. Where he beat up Blake Griffin every single time they played them in the playoffs when he was with the Clippers.
Uh-huh.
Like it wasn't anyone else that was really giving him a business. It was literally him and Draymond. Like for the most part, the reason why Blake Griffin was called soft for years is because Draymond would put that boy in a headlock and just lock him up.
I don't think
Like
so.
he's still going to get his 20 points a game, but when Draymond is in front of him, everybody is questioning Blake Griffin.
I don't think so.
Yeah, definitely.
But that also goes to the fact that okay, they do play the exact same position, but like when it comes to like, he's not guarding well Anthony Davis. Just to put a center out there.
Oh no, you're not.
He's
You're
not
not,
guarding
not
well.
but who is? Who
Like,
is
he's
doing
not
that to
guarding.
Anthony Davis?
Well, he's a defensive stopper, according to most people.
Ooh.
He's not guarding Draymond. He's not guarding the best centers. He's not guarding. When I say guarding, he's not like doing a great job at guarding the best centers, guarding. Excuse me, the best small forwards. You know what I mean? He's not doing a great job shooting guards and or point guards. But for granted, he did for a long time do a good job at guarding a very specific individual for the LA Clippers named Blake Griffin, who was a power forward just like him. You know what I mean? So it's I think you can make an argument. It's not even making an argument. It's very obvious to me that he is the skill that people say he has, and what he brings to the table is definitely a product of the system, of the people he plays with specifically, and that would be much harder to translate if you were to put him in a different situation with other players that weren't literally all-time greats. Literally.
I agree with you on that. I do think being in that system, I said this a little bit earlier. This Draymond that we're seeing is best case scenario Draymond. With that being said, best case scenario Draymond has one tool. Is it two or just one defensive player of the year?
One.
Is one defensive player of the year multiple times on all defense.
You want to see the ones who won?
You said what?
I'm gonna name the list like the last like five years.
Okay.
2017 through 18, Rudy Gobert. 16 through 17, Draymond Green. 15 through 16, Kawhi Leonard. 14 through 15, Kawhi Leonard. 13 through 14, Joakim Noah. 12, 13, Marc Gasol. 11, 12, Tyson Chandler. 3 times before that, Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ben Wallace ended up winning it like 4 years. And then Ron Artest won, and then, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Now we're ranking him amongst the last, I guess, 10 guys to win the award. I think he's somewhere at like 6 at best.
He's better than Joakim?
I think it's a lot of Joakim in his game as far as versatility, because that was a big part of the reason why. A big part of the reason why Joakim was recognized as much of a defender as he was is because he could switch on to other guys. Even if it was for 5 seconds, he's not about to be abusing those 5 seconds. For the most part, Draymond is not getting abused in those 5 seconds where he has to guard somebody else. I will give you that Joakim Noah is a much better defensive rebounder. He's a much better rim protector. But a big part of that was just like, oh, wow, his ability to switch on other players is crazy. It's ridiculous the way he's able to move his feet at 7 foot, 200, and let's say 40 pounds.
Who?
Joakim Noah.
Prime Joakim.
Yeah, prime Joakim.
I got you.
And I made that comparison earlier this year in the pod.
Yeah, I also did.
Yeah, I know. You don't got to agree with it.
Yeah. But I've been having that comparison like all year with the a multitude of people. Like, who would you rather have defensively, Joakim or Draymond? And I don't know. I can only have the conversation with people that know basketball because people fall product to the present. You know what I mean? So I have to have this conversation with people that legitimately know basketball. You can't have this with a pass by fan because they're gonna say, "Oh, Draymond," because at the end of the day, they probably don't remember.
If we're just talking defense,
wasn't that the year that it was just Nate Robinson on the team?
Wait, what?
Remember when Nate Robinson was on the Bulls? 13 and 14. That was that year, right? When they made that weird playoff.
I think
Butler was just starting to come to his.
Rose was still there. Luol Deng, Taj Gibson.
Yeah. So that was yeah, man. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to talk about Draymond no more because he's gonna give me a headache. He's giving me headaches.
Right. Draymond is a legend, and we will remember him as such.
We will remember Draymond. For those of us who don't revise history, as the worst player to ever be inducted to the Hall of Fame.
You might have to revise that. You might have to look at the Hall of Fame again, bro. There's some players that are much worse than Draymond in the Hall of Fame.
I'm letting you know.
Okay. Bro, I got in a small Twitter argument with somebody the other day that was like, Andre Iguodala is a surefire Hall of Famer.
That's not true.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, what are we doing here, bro?
What are we doing?
If he gets in the Hall of Fame, he all the way in the back, and nobody's ever dusting off his the bust. But let's get back into it. We already talked about KD, Draymond, Kawhi, Damian Lillard.
Oh, by the way,
what's up?
So Draymond Green's career stats. You ready?
Oh, they're going to be underwhelming, but I'll listen to them.
9.1 points, 6.9 rebounds, 4.9 assists. I'm done.
Okay. All right. Yeah, this is one of those times where I'm like, the stat sheet doesn't really mean much because his impact is much more than the box score. 9 out of 10 times.
All right.
You know it. You know there's certain players. Like if you look up Joakim Noah's numbers, those are underwhelming numbers.
Joakim Noah's not a Hall of Fame player either, though.
I know. I'm not saying either one of these guys are Hall of Fame players. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about impact. Their impact is much more than their box score.
I mean, I'm not going to deny that. Yes, that's true. But that doesn't put you in the Hall of Fame. That shouldn't put you in the Hall of Fame. And Draymond Green will go to the Hall of Fame. Like, he will be an individual that will go to the Hall of Fame with those numbers because of his impact. I don't know why. I don't think he should, but he will. Because he was on the Warriors dynasty team, man, you know. When Defensive Player of the Year when he was with his team and so on and so forth. So
just like Steve Kerr, he'll get in the
What?
I was going to be messy because I wasn't thinking about how legendary Bill Russell was on the boards. So I was hoping his numbers were going to be underwhelming.
Oh, you was hoping Bill Russell's numbers to be underwhelming.
Bro, I was hoping it was going to be like 15 and 10 or something like that. Bro, 15 points, 22 and a half rebounds, 4.3 assists.
You was hoping.
I was hoping, bro. I was so hoping, but I forgot about the era, bro. I was really hoping he was gonna get one of those things where it's like, oh, he just won a lot of titles. That's why he in here. And I was mistaken.
How this? John Stockton.
Section. Don't say anything about
Stockton, right?
You said what?
John Stockton led a long career. You would think he has underwhelming stats, right?
Oh no.
But ideally you would think that. Which I mean,
if you don't know who John Stockton is, yes, you would think. But if you know who John Stockton is,
they are underwhelming stats. I'm looking at it right now. They are underwhelming stats for what you would think they are. They are points 13.1, rebounds 2.7, assists 10.5. Those are not great, overwhelming numbers. But when you're second all time or your first all time in assists and first all time in steals, things like that happen. But those are underwhelming numbers, right? Those are underwhelming numbers that led on to like crazy numbers in the future. Draymond will not be first, second, third in anything.
That's true, but he is going to be one of those people that where we look back at his career, he's going to be one of those like 800 rebounds, 800 probably not 800, like 2,000 rebounds, 2,000 assists, 15,000 points. Where we're like, oh snap, he did a lot.
No, it's not. Oh gosh,
No,
but then you look at those numbers and go, okay, so those numbers are pretty much lying on themselves also because who's he passing the ball to?
bruh,
He
it don't.
he
Hey,
gets
when I tell you,
passes.
history does not care. History does not care what we remember.
Oh my God,
History does not care, bro. I'm telling you,
that's why I'm a
numbers
history major.
number numbers speak more than people who talk about history, bro.
No,
I'm telling
I,
you.
I trust me, Alan. I'm a history major. I'm getting a master's in history. I know these things about history, but that's why I'm here to let. I'm personally here to let you guys know what the truth is. And yes, this man's gonna end his career with overall like good numbers that are evened out around the board. But still, no, this man averaged 9.1 points and only 4.9 assists with two of the greatest shooters to ever touch God's green earth. That's it? What? No, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Come on now. That's crazy. So I'm done talking about this man. This man is making my hair hurt. I'm on basketball reference right now. See this man's face? I'm getting so let's move on.
All right,
Let's
bro.
move on.
Change it to the Greek Freak channel, my dude.
Finally, a good player. Uh,
Bro, one thing that I have to say
all right.
is everyone was right that Giannis needs to add. He needs a mid-range game, bro.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many times in the Raptor series where I was just kind of looking at him like they had him about like 16 to 18 feet out, and he looked lost.
Yeah.
Like he looked like he forgot to play. And the play was for him to just do something. And he was like, it's not my wheelhouse, bro.
See, that's bad coaching because Giannis fell product to how people feel like basketball should be played today. Layups three is no in between game, right? And he has obviously worked on his three, and I don't know if he necessarily needs to work on getting to the rim, but he does it. But no in between game, which an in between game for him is incredibly crucial to his game. So for the fact he has not worked that hard on it just yet, even already, is ridiculous. That coach he should be with a shooting coach every single day already. Before this past series, working on the mid range game. You know what I mean? Because that whole farce of threes are the future of the NBA in layups. That's not true. That's not true at all. Because who's in the NBA Finals right now? Kawhi Leonard. And what does he do? Gets most of his points off twos. Mid-range. Get to the rim, hits a three every so often with consistency. You know what I mean? But that whole farce of just like, you got to be shooting threes only. No. You can't do that unless you're one of two people. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. You really can't play that game. You gotta work at different ways. And Giannis fell product to the whole layups or threes mentality, which when you have a supporting cast like he did this year, who only shot threes and only made layups like the Rockets, he didn't need to be that guy also being, the superstar of that team. He needed to have a more well-rounded game. And it turns out he just got incredibly exposed. So next season, if he doesn't come back at least attempting mid-range shots early in the season, it's gonna be rough. But the Milwaukee Bucks did two things. They made a strong case of why a free agent should go there. A strong case. Like, if I'm a free agent, I'm definitely looking at Milwaukee. Because Giannis is what? Unselfish. He'll play off the ball sometimes. He'll play on the ball majority of the time. But if you want to get the ball, you will get the ball from Milwaukee. You I mean, if George Hill is getting the ball this much, you will also get the ball from Milwaukee. You know what I mean? And then I had a second point, but I can't remember what it was. Yeah, Milwaukee, Giannis, call Kobe Bryant work on that mid-range game this summer because something need to happen. But also, the second point is he is on like the upswing of his career, right? So he hasn't peaked. He's not in his prime yet. He's like still on the incline. So with that being the case, it's just the first year. He's got lots of time to work on his game. You know what I mean? No one needs to be jumping to conclusions about this man's game. He's on that part of his career that he'll legitimately bring something new to the game every single year. So with that being the case, it's just a matter of time till the mid-range game comes. It's a matter of time. You know what I mean? So everybody just relax, be patient. Giannis, one day this league will be yours.
Yeah. I was watching a video and it basically detailed how the Raptors turned him into Ben Simmons. And it's just like the simplest thing. It's kind of how what they did to when they made adjustments for Damian Lillard in when he played the Nuggets and the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let him get a full head of steam. Meet him a little bit before the 3-point line.
Yeah.
Make him make a decision. Don't let him make a decision. Force him to make a decision. And if you get in the paint, it's whatever, bro. We'll let him get every once in a while, but we got to get some people in front of him.
Yeah.
Like when Kawhi blocked him, I was like, that's one of those things that I thought it would be a select few people that I would ever see that happen. And I did not think Kawhi Leonard would be one of those, but I was very wrong. I thought that was just gonna be what's buddy from Brooklyn name? Buddy with the fro.
Oh. Jarrett.
That's so bad. I can't think of buddy name.
But you wouldn't know who he is.
Yeah. Buddy with the fro. That's the only person that I thought that would be the last person I saw block his shot for at least another 2 or 3 years. And then Kawhi was like, this is a grown man. This is a grown man business.
Kawhi blocked his shot that last game. Or he blocked Kawhi's dunk. You see that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Kawhi with these left-hand dunks, though, man. That one he put on Giannis was ferocious.
In Kawhi's athleticism is sneaky crazy. And it's his athleticism is tied strictly to coordination. He just knows how to move his body. It is not like this in the same way Kyrie does it, where he has to do all this contortion stuff. He's just nah, I'm gonna just jump off the wrong foot and just switch the ball.
See, I don't even know if it's
stop it.
Athleticism is crazy sneaky. I think that when you just have hands that big that can palm the ball like that, then you're able to do things that other people just can't do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So no one else can just dribble, and then go up and just left hand just fully extended and just dunk it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of players, even in the NBA, they gotta cuff the ball, and there is no need for him to cuff the ball. His hands are almost as big as Shaquille O'Neal's.
I thought they were bigger than Shaq's.
No, they're
I thought they put them up together and his hands would end up being bigger than Shaq's.
No, they're an inch smaller. Yeah, they're an inch smaller. But it's dang, my phone ringing again, man. My family.
Hey, just let it ring. We'll edit it out.
It stopped. Yeah, but his hands are about an inch smaller. But yeah, man, Kawhi is a different beast. He's different, and he's only 27, right?
Yeah. You know what bothers me the most about Kawhi? He got the nerve to have small wrists.
Does he? I've never seen him wrist.
If you I don't know if his hands are freakishly large where he looks like he has small wrists or he actually has small wrists. But look the next time he's playing, which I think what the final start
tomorrow.
Look at him and then look at his wrist and you're like, that doesn't match, bro. I know that's random, but
I don't even know.
That's freakish, bro.
I don't even know how to respond to that because that's how random that is. Hey, bro, you ever seen his wrist though?
Really weird.
Yeah, that's crazy though, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, man, that's yeah, Giannis though. It's a lot of promise in that young man. I feel like I'm 45 saying that. Yeah, but Giannis is on the upswing of his career, man, and each year to add something new to his game, and you just gotta sit back and watch. You know what I mean? I like the fact that Giannis is gonna be on the hoop mixtapes in the summertime, hanging out with LeBron and on KD. I just want to like not even know what you really do in the summertime. Just go out there, grind, and then come back and just have something new to your game. You know what I mean? I don't need to see you on that court in New York with the black top, playing with West and stuff. I don't need to see you there.
Yeah, I thought Giannis said he not doing that.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm glad he's like that. You know what I mean? I don't need to see you on Ball's life. You know what I mean? I just need to see you. I don't need to see you at all. I just need to know that you're putting in work because you want to be the best. And I think that's what I love that about competition in general. So the fact that he has that about that kind of mentality, that's just I don't know. I think it's dope. And that a lot of people don't have nowadays because participation awards, all that nonsense. Um, just like everybody wants to be all friends and the competitive nature of stuff is like gone. I think that like he and a lot of other players are starting to come up that way also, which I actually enjoy a lot.
I'll be real with you. I don't think if you believe that as like an actual thing, I don't think you go to enough AAU competitions, bro. Especially not like at the high level.
Believe what?
What'd you say?
Believe what?
Like, have you? Probably not, because none have. Like, did you go to the Under Armour joint that was in Kansas City?
I did not know.
Okay, like them dudes is dogs, bro. Like even teammates, like even their teammates, like they're not shaking hands. Like everybody's mean bugging everybody. Like it's kill or be killed, and it's ridiculous. Like I was able to go to the Adidas Gauntlet a couple weeks ago, and then on last Friday, I was able to go to like the first day of EYBL, record and talk to some players. They got busy, bro.
Well, I'm not. Well, I'm saying like I see that happening more now than and I hope it carries on. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like when I was in AU, it wasn't like that. People were buddy.
You said they were or they weren't?
They were, and like this is only like 2012. It's like 2008 through 2012. But I want to see it go away from that in all sports, really. Like I don't want to be your friend. I want to beat you.
Yeah. And how much do you think that is because of technology? Like you got to have people's phone numbers. Like in the early 2000s, you had to have people's phone numbers for y'all to be buddy. You just not meeting one time with y'all best friends. Like when you got social media, you can see what everybody doing. It's so easy to reach out to everybody, bro. Like it's so easy to have a best friend that's in New York and you in California.
Let's cut this out real quick because I got an opinion on that. Of course I do. Of course. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, it's crazy. Y'all got a landline, bro.
Yeah, because our alarm is connected to it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but you're right. Technology is a big reason for that. It's too easy nowadays.
Yeah.
And like in culture, it's too easy, right? So just for another example, like if you want to go and talk to some girl, and you want to start talking to girls, you don't gotta do it face to face no more. You can just go on an app and swipe right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just makes social media, media and life, just like technology on the phone, apps make things too easy nowadays. So just like what trying to get some of them ladies, you just swipe right. You want to go have a communication or have some contact with some guy who's always dunk. You got to go and instead of having a conversation with that individual, you got to like follow them on Instagram. And then nowadays you pop up on Instagram, you feel like you know them anyways. So all of a sudden when you meet them, you aren't competing against them. You're like, oh man, I've been watching you since you was in the 8th grade. You know what I mean? And that kind of breaks down those walls as well of a natural competitive nature, because if you don't want to go out and beat your friend more times than not. A lot of times you do, but in a general sense, if you're a friend, you don't want to go out there and just destroy them, competitively because they're your friend. You know what I mean? It's just a natural human function. You know what I mean? Um, and with that being the case, it's just like, even if they're not your actual friend, then you might feel like they're your friend subconsciously because you've been, following them for 5-6 years already. You know what I mean? So I think social media and things like that have definitely added to why it's much more difficult to have that competitive nature in sports towards a lot of people, in a general sense.
Yeah. But all right, we got one more person on this list, and I didn't really bother watching too much of the Houston Rockets because it's just not my cup of tea, bro. James Harden. What you got on James Harden?
Yo, no, James Harden is, I don't know, man. James Harden's just, he's not my cup of tea either. I'm not gonna front with you. Like, he just exists in life. People say he plays, or not people, NBA, past players say he plays the game the wrong way. And I really didn't get what that meant until recently. I got what it meant, but I was like, nah, he's playing. Like, recently, I was like, nah, he really do. Like, if you're gonna choose a basketball player, an MVP between Giannis and him, it's obviously Giannis, right? Like, it's ridiculous. And then when they took that game away from him, where he shoots a three and then jumps 3 feet forward, he couldn't do anything. It was awful. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just don't like his game. He didn't need to have this game. He didn't have this game at one point, but then he's soft. He is very soft. Like, it is ridiculous how soft he is. I don't know, man. I really just want to know your opinions on James Harden.
How much of it do you think is D'Antoni's fault? Because I feel like a lot of it is D'Antoni and Daryl Morey are the perfect union of GM and coach when it comes to like how they view basketball. Like, quick on offense is your three or you at the rim, nothing else really. And if you're gonna do something else, it gotta be like at a minimum. And it also helps that James Harden is probably one of the best players to play like that because he can get to the rim really easily and finish at a high rate. And he can also shoot the three better than most people at his position.
Yeah.
And that combination of everything fits with them perfectly. I honestly feel like if you just kind of let James Harden, if you let James Harden play the way he did when they were really like taken off the chains in OKC and let him blossom from there, we're looking at a much different version of the Houston Rockets. Just letting him work and not telling him where he has to shoot.
D'Antoni is an awful head coach.
No, I don't think he's an awful head coach. I think his
schemes are so simple.
Are terrible.
No. I'm telling you, D'Antoni's an awful head coach. His schemes are so simple, but they never work. They have not worked a generation ago, and they'll work this generation. Like, you hire Mike D'Antoni, you're hiring a person that's going to get you close, but not there. And it's not even close. Like, he doesn't even get you to finals. He doesn't even get you to finals. He gets you to the Western Conference Finals, but not the finals. You know what I mean? So, like, he's not good. Oh my gosh, he's revolutionizing the game. You don't revolutionize a game without winning.
Yeah. And I think one of my biggest issues is
I don't want to play like, I don't want to go to the gym and says, I want to play like James Harden. No one does that. is there's nothing revolutionary about the Houston Rockets and or their players. There's nothing.
James Harden is revolutionary for like the wrong reasons. Like he's going to be the reason why referees, like he's going to be a case study for referees. Speaking of that, I gotta tell you this weird thing about referees, probably off air, about like their rankings and whatnot. But like he's going to be a case study of like how to referee the game going forward. Like it's going to be some intricacies of stuff that like most people who watch James Harden all the time are like, I don't know why he's getting that call. Like there's going to be so many referees, even at like the youth level, who are like, you see what he doing there? Yeah, we can't call that, and we might have to start calling that an offensive foul.
Mm.
Like that jumping 3 feet forward, so pretty much the opponent lands on you. I could surely see like in the next year or two them being like, yeah, this is an offensive foul. This is up there with kicking your leg out. Like it's dangerous for both of y'all. And I have no idea why you're doing it.
Well, you have an idea why he's doing it because y'all calling it, but
No, I have no idea why you're doing it because it's not safe.
it's not safe.
Like I get that you're getting a call, but like if you time this incorrectly, let's say like an 8-year-old is doing it and he times it incorrectly, he's messing up his ankle, he messing up buddy ankle. It's just gonna be a rough game.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's I don't know. This man's I don't know. James Harden is. I used to want him to win, but now I'm just like I don't want you to win no more, man. And that's bad. When you face Golden State, and I don't want you to win still. That means like you really flipped a switch on me.
Oh no, I definitely wanted them to win.
James Harden, man, but I want Golden State to lose for 3 years. Like I need them to keep losing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have. Yeah. There's my opinion on James Harden his whack game.
All right. Since we came back to Golden State, let's go ahead and talk about this finals preview, bro. Who you got?
If Kevin Durant doesn't play, I got Raptors in 7.
Okay. Is that the only way you think the Raptors are going to win?
No, but Kevin Durant does play. I think it's gonna be harder. I think it's gonna be harder, but I think it's still Raptors in 7. Because all right, when Kevin Durant out, you're like Kawhi guard, whatever. But like when Kevin Durant in, you're like Kawhi guard Durant, and you know the scheme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like when he's not playing, then like you don't really know where to put him. The Raptors coach has to be much more creative, and I'm not sure how creative he is. To tell you the truth.
Yeah. And I think the Raptors winning hinges on Serge Ibaka, Gasol, and Kyle Lowry more than it does Kawhi. I feel like Kawhi is going to be the consistent. I'm going to lock down whoever's in front of me, 27, 8, and 5 a game, where you need Kyle Lowry to at least give you 15 and play solid defense on. Well, it's probably going to be Danny Green that's going to hold Steph. What you think?
Danny Green gotta start shooting his threes, man. He gotta start hitting those things.
Yeah.
So he's struggling right now from 3-point line. But I don't know. I think you put Danny Green on Steph. You put is Iguodala playing?
I don't know. I don't think he's back. I haven't heard anything.
Let's say Iguodala's playing. You put Kyle Lowry on Iguodala. And then you put Siakam on.
Oh snap! I forgot about Siakam.
You put him on. You wouldn't put him on Clay because you put Kawhi on Clay. You wouldn't put him on Draymond.
Put him on Draymond.
You don't put him on Draymond. Oh, you could put him on Draymond actually. Yeah, I guess you could do that. Put him on Draymond, Kawhi on Clay, and then no, you could put on Draymond because who would Gasol guard?
Whoever's playing center.
Who's playing center? Oh, I swear on my life.
Like Bogut or something.
A Looney or
Bogut,
something like
Kevin
that.
Looney, and
On my life, if he doesn't eat Looney apart, I'm gonna be so angry. Looney? Looney? Looney?
Bro, I'm gonna be real with you. Every time I see Kevon Looney on the court, I'm baffled. I'm like, what do we? How is this still happening?
Why do his shoulders so high?
Oh no, bro.
Like, you look like he in a constant state of shrugging. I'm like, why you always shrugging like that, dog? Are you confused? Like, what's happening now? But nah, man, that's that's been something. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is gonna be something.
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but I can't wait to find out.
I still think it's funny that at some point, Kevon Looney was considered a possible NBA star.
He's from Vanderbilt, right? Vanderbilt?
No, I'm talking about Kevon Looney.
Where are you gonna call it?
I think Kevon Looney was like a top 15 player in his class. They were hyping him up when he got to UCLA. What'd you say?
Where you go to college?
He went to UCLA.
Okay.
Like they were hyping him up, and I was like, I don't really see it, bro. Like I have no idea what's going on here, but I don't see it.
Right, but Marcus All better put that body in a blender because Marcus All is capable of doing that.
Oh yeah, but then we also talking about like old man Mark. I don't know if he's doing that.
After game 2, he was eating Enes Kanter alive, and Looney is not as good as Enes Kanter.
Wait.
After game 2, he was
game
not.
Two, what? You know, Enes Kanter.
I'm tripping. I'm over here talking about 2 different people. I'm talking about joking. But who is it? Milwaukee. I don't know. After game 2,
You talking about Brook Lopez?
Brook Lopez. I'm tripping. Yeah, he was eating him alive.
I mean, Brook Lopez has never been a defender.
Well, he's capable. He's a capable
really?
NBA. Yes, he is.
I'm legitimately asking.
Yes, he is.
I've never heard of him being like a solid defender whatsoever.
No, he just not solid, but he exists, and he's been in the league for a long time.
Oh, that's because Buddy's a bucket.
No, I'm
telling you,
you're not in the NBA a long time if you can't play zero defense. You know what I mean?
That's kind of false. There's some people
at least he gets
out there playing any type of defense.
At least he like blocks some kind of shots. You know what I mean? He'll do like the minimal thing for a center to do in the league. But Marcus All was still eating him. He will eat Looney, and if he doesn't eat Looney, I'll go into the TV and smack myself. He will eat Looney alive. And Bogut, don't even get me started. Trash Bogut, but whatever.
I think Bogut might be more of a problem than Looney is on defense. To be real with you, like as a big body, yeah.
Mark's monsters himself. Mark is a monster guy.
Yeah, he slimmed down though. Like that's the thing. Bogut ain't slimmed down.
Bogut just not quick on his feet though. And Mark has that game where he'll hit you with 5 pump fakes. Hit you with 5 pump fakes, then like you'll jump on the 6th one, and then he'll finish right under you. You know what I mean? Like he got a real old man game right now. But guess what? It's working. and you think he's not gonna be amped for his first NBA Finals? Come on now.
Yeah. Hey, did you see when they tried to hand Kawhi Leonard the Eastern Conference trophy and he waved it off?
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna lie to you, man. That nigga weird.
Bruh.
Like, you're like,
that made me laugh and like for all the wrong reasons, bro. He's like, nah, I'm good. Danny Green had to talk a bit to it. He's like, hey, pick the trophy up, yo. Just do it.
Kawhi Leonard's like one of those people. I don't know if you ever work with kids who are like in bad situations. Like Kawhi Leonard's like one of those kids that has like no social skills. But then because of whatever reason, then Green's like his social worker who was like good with him, and is like, they really want you to do it, Kawhi. And Kawhi's like, okay. And like, does it? Like, that's like they're a dynamic. And it's kind of strange to see in grown men terms.
Nah, bro, that's he's the friend with the awkward kid. Like he's the one that gets them to come out the room. Like, hey, bro, we about to go play basketball. Like, okay.
He is
He's not talking to nobody else. He's not talking about nothing else. He's just talking to one person. Anybody else talk to him, he's just gonna look at him like
Kawhi Leonard is the underling of Danny Green. There's no friendship there. It's just you are socially awkward and you are socially inept, and I'm here to help you out. That's what it seems like to me. But Kawhi Leonard,
so Uncle Dennis is really just Danny Green.
Yep.
Danny Green. The reason why he got out.
Kawhi Leonard just needs to chill. You know what I mean? Like honestly, no, he don't need to chill. He chill a little too much. Kawhi Leonard just keep doing you, man, and give Golden State buckets because they don't have no one that can guard you.
And give them L's. I don't care if you score 5 points a game. Just make sure they lose, bro.
They have no one that can guard them. Remember last time they played?
He said what?
Remember the first game they played? He was with the Spurs, and no one could guard him.
Oh yeah.
Like 26 and 23 minutes, something like that.
It took Zaza to take him out.
Oh yeah, don't even remind me of that, man. That's so ignorant. That play was one of the most ignorant things I've ever seen.
Zaza a legend, bro.
A legend.
A legend for all the wrong reasons. I feel like we're gonna talk about that for like years coming, bro.
I hope not. Look, it depends. If he wins this series, we don't talk about it. If they don't win the series, you're like, but remember that one time? You know what I mean? Unless he goes.
The run could have been stopped if Zaza didn't take Kawhi out. Like you might be right. We have no idea.
And Pop would have another championship, and Pop would be considered, bar none, the greatest coach of all time.
Honestly, even if he never wins another one, if anyone says he's not the greatest coach of all time, I question them seriously. Because the whole Phil Jackson as the greatest coach of all time, I don't see it, bro. I really don't.
Sometimes you can't talk to people about basketball. I have learned that recently. Not recently, but I've learned that throughout the years, man. You really can't talk to people about basketball because sometimes they just don't understand good basketball.
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta relax, hold your tongue, and then if they say, "Hey, you're trying to hoop," you go give them buckets. That's what I do. I know you can't do that because you're Allen Pettigrew and you don't give buckets. You just record buckets nowadays, but it's true. You just record. I don't know when's the last time you played basketball?
Like 2 weeks ago. I gave buckets too, bro.
I gotta question who you playing then. Because I
just know I was getting buckets. That's
like
it.
I played with Levi Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Levi, DJ, we all play Saturday. I was giving out buckets.
Bro, you 6'5". You're 6'5". You're 6'5" playing against people who are no taller than like 5'10". Please give buckets. And you outweigh everybody, yo. What is that?
Even was there. And I was giving out buckets. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I still wish Avon.
Let's say this. You know how Avon is. Avon start out the game. That's off. That's broke. A game in. I didn't hear him no more. He wasn't saying nothing. I was giving buckets.
All right. Phillip, anything else you want to talk about?
So besides me giving buckets, no, I'm good.
All right. Plug yourself.
All right. PG Anecdotes. Follow us on everything. Instagram, Twitter. Our Twitter is starting to become a thing now. Finally, because I realized that I have no help and it's just going to be me. So, yeah. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, podcasts about, pop culture and things of that nature, movies, TV shows, it is what it is, on iTunes and SoundCloud. New episode dropping in the next couple of days. And yeah, follow us and your life will be better. Just ask Alan Pettigrew.
I unfollowed y'all a while ago. I'm sorry.
Really?
No, I'm messing with you.
Right. That's so disrespectful. I think it's out loud. That's some shit. Oh.
All right. And I am Alan Pettigrew Jr. Follow us at Traveling Hooper on Instagram and YouTube. Like I said earlier, a lot of stuff that we recently put out. I was invited to a couple different AAU events. One with Adidas that was down in Dallas. Another with EYBL. There's a lot of content coming out of there pretty soon. When I get back in town on June 8th, I've also been invited to film at the Junior NBA Regional Championships. So more of that will be coming your way as well. And we're about to get out of here. So thank you for listening.
Hey, question real quick before we go off the air.
What's up?
When are you gonna record me giving buckets?
You said what?
When are you gonna record me giving buckets?
Because
you know how nowadays ESPN will have like these like rec people somehow on the top 10.
No, I don't actually. I don't watch the top 10.
I know, but you know it's like a thing, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Like, they'll have somebody in the rec of some who knows what town get on ESPN because oh my gosh, he gave him a bucket because like as if there's not that one person gets buckets in every rec in the country. So I need you to record me so I can get on there.
If I ever come back to Belton, I got you.
Do you plan to?
Nah, seriously. I haven't thought about coming back to Belton in like years, bro.
What about Kansas City?
Nah.
Tripping, man. We raised you, so whatever.
Who the hell's we, Phillip?
Huh?
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. We will be back eventually. This is the first podcast in like a month and a half. They will become more consistent, hopefully. We will see though. But yeah, thank you for listening. We out.
Yeah, peace.